Hey everyone, it's Cyrano, and I'm just going to show you all my mod Echo of Ages Civilization Plus, just so if you're wondering if you want to play it. I'm just going to give you an overview of some of the things that the mod actually changes. And the easiest way to do this really is to go into the tech tree, because it generally brings up just about everything that the mods do. I guess I'll start with the first thing this mod did was adjust building balance. When the game first came out, the buildings were in shocking condition, and I went about giving every building a basic bonus and a complex bonus, and these bonuses were really added to the main game in one of the first patches that they brought out. If you notice now, almost everything has a basic bonus, say +2 to food and then +10% to something. So even if the AI makes poor building choices, they'll always get that basic bonus and they'll never have completely wasted their time, which makes the AI generally more powerful as well. But what I'll start with is I changed the happiness system a little bit in this mod. So now you have a harvest festival that you can build from the start of the game, and your luxury resources will give you 3 happiness instead of the 4. So if you get caught with your pants down and you've got no extra luxury resources that you can get to easily, you got the harvest festival at least to sort of prop yourself up until you can get some luxury resources to catch up. Okay, the next change is I added religions in this mod, because this mod was back during the classic Civ, but they added religions to the game, so I converted those religions over to religious capitals, and they're added into the text ceremonial burial. Stonehenge was moved there, and these really just add flavour. If you want to get a religion and you want to make sure you really get it, you can sort of go for ceremonial burial. It gives you access to these 5 wonders: Stonehenge, the Church of the Nativity, Mahabodhi, the Dal Miao, and the Temple of Solomon. And these are exclusive, so if you build one you can't build the others. Generally it gives you the 5 faith, and it just gives you a kickstart to actually trying to get to a religion. Also, there's a little bit of customization there, in that you get to choose sort of which one you want, because they give you a great person. So Stonehenge if you want the engineer, merchant for nativity, Mahabodhi artist, and so on. So it really adds flavour and just gives you that great person at the start, and it sort of guarantees you that religion if that's the path you want to play. Okay, let's see. We'll go further down the line here. A lot of these tech buildings I really nerfed. This says 50% now because it's got the rationalism tree running on it, but that's 33. Like, this is 25, it was 50, so I slowed down a lot of that research, because in my mod there is slightly more population, so research was going a bit too quick. So overall though, it is slower even with the extra population now. One of the next big changes is tourism. So I've added a tourism technology here, and you get a scuba tourism resort. So if you build down the line of things here down to the seaport, and then you can get a scuba tourism resort, which gives you +4 gold on atolls and +1 gold on all sea tiles. I really disliked that certain tiles were weaker than others. Why building something next to the sea really makes me feel like my city's inferior. At least, essentially, at this stage of the game, you get the scuba tourism resort, and your sea tiles become pretty effective at least. The other one is the ski resort. So the ski resort can only be built if your city is built near snow or on snow, and it sort of gives you a little bit of a gold boost. Again, it makes snow a little bit more valuable, and it sort of adds a bit of flavour. I also added companies. Now companies were one of the first things added to this mod. There were two things that really bugged me about Civ when it first came out all those years ago. Was the building balance was terrible, and I wanted to use my early game resources in the late game. So I made companies. So for example, you got a racing carnival here which uses 2 horses, produces 4 happiness, and it actually gets +3 when you work horse tiles. So you want to put the racing carnival in a city which has horses, obviously, and it'll be cheaper. So while there's a basic bonus there for the AI, if the player uses it effectively and puts it actually in the best cities, they'll even get more gold out of it. Okay, let's see what other ones are there. I think they're a little bit further along the line. Okay, we've got Plastoware. Okay, so oil. Uses 2 oil, creates 5 gold, and if you build it in a city which has oil, it gets another +3. The auto barn. Same thing here as well. 2 iron for production. This one gets gold for every 5 people living in the city. So you want to build it in big cities where you'll get good tolls and it'll be able to pay for the maintenance of this building. Okay, I believe there's one other one here, the airport. Okay, this one uses 2 aluminium and it gives you 4 culture and plus 15% production on the air units. Okay, so with these companies, they move into corporations. So that is actually a whole added technology, corporation tech, right after replaceable parts, and there's 4 different corporations here. Now you build these, they're exclusive as well, so you can only build one, and it just helps customize your Civ a bit and add some flavor to it. So if you build the Civic Air Corp, you get the 5 happiness, the extra gold from the trade routes, you get a great scientist even, and you get back the +10 aluminium. So you have to build 5, say, airports to get the Civic Air Corp, which then costs you 10 aluminium. This refunds that for you, while giving you these other bonuses. And it's the same for the other ones here. The Global Plastics Corporation, same thing but with oil, but it gives you a merchant instead. The Spring Racing Corporation gives you an artist, and the Truckers Construction Corporation gives you the engineer. So these just let you customize a bit more again, and they're exclusive, so if you get them, then your opponents can't get them. Okay, another thing that bugged me is I didn't really like the way power plants sort of worked. You have, where are you? Can never quite find these things. Electricity. Okay, so what I did was I added a few extra power plants. Now the first one I changed was the hydro plant, which normally gives you a bonus on rivers. I just turned it into a power plant that requires a river. So it gives you a power plant. You don't have to worry about paying for it with coal or nuclear power or anything like that. The other one I added was the coal power plant. Now this uses 2 coal. So for example, you'd probably always be beneficial to use the hydro plant over the coal power plant. You also have your normal solar power plant, which requires deserts, but I've also added the geothermal power plant, which requires a mountain. And then you have your standard where are you? Nuclear one, if I can find it, and it's here. So plenty of options now for power plants. They all generally cost the same, they just have different requirements. So you might want to say hold off on building a coal one, or sell your coal one once you can get a solar one, if you're short on coal. Okay, so there's refineries. Now this expansion added the recycling center, which gave you 5 aluminium, I think. I can't remember exactly, but you can only build it 5 times. I've changed it so it provides you 1 aluminium, but you can build it everywhere. It gives you a little bit of a production boost too, and it's the same for oil refineries. So you can get your oil and you can get aluminium through buildings at the end of the game. And the main reason for that is the combat has been tweaked. Unique units that were too weak have been buffed. other units have been balanced, and the late game's been redone so that air units use aluminium and modern armor just uses oil, even for the weaker technology ones. So it just follows through and makes more sense, and you have less rubbish than on your build tree. In the normal game, in the modern era, you get to your build tree and it's just full of obsolete units. So this has been fixed. There's no more obsolete units there, and everything just requires different amounts of oil and aluminium. And because they require 2 when you reach the information age, instead of 1 for each unit, this is what the refineries are there for. They're there to sort of add an element to the building of units. It's not just about building units. You have to supply the entire pipeline of building the equipment to build that unit, and that's what the extra requirements represent, and the extra buildings. Happiness, I've already gone over that. The last major change really is the rationalism tree. Now I changed that. I just thought I'd give it a tweak. So not many things are different. You got one science for every specialist now. You have 2 science for every academy and 17% from universities. Research agreements still 50%. Sovereignty is +1 science from every science building, and happiness from your universities. You get a free tech for completing the whole thing, and 15% science output when the empire is happy. So some tweaks there, not major ones, but it does run a bit smoother, and it encourages you to build more academies, really, instead of just popping scientists. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. This is a video of the Echoes of Ages mod, which is generally a good balanced mod and adds some content. If you've played the normal game to death, give it a go. You might enjoy it. Thanks for watching.